Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Queen Fee is back as the Lynx find a way to solve the Sun defense, and the Stars show up in Vegas as we have got a series on our hands. Let's dive into it. Hey, you, I'm a brand new channel and I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of October. Help me out with a like and subscribe. You might like what you see. And without further ado, let's get on with the episode. That's right, you heard it. Queen Fee is back, dropping 26 points and 11 rebounds in this game. Absolutely dominant performance. She was on the glass. The offense was on fire. The Lynx shot 57%, but didn't resort to the three actually as much. Even though they have these great outside shooters, this game they really wanted to beat the Sun inside, and I think they found the Achilles heel of the Sun, or at least the kryptonite of them, and a lot of it was around just breaking down the default Sun defense and using a lot of motion around the perimeter, just opening up lanes. And as soon as a lane opened up, they were either passing to a cutting player, or they were just taking and driving all the way to the basket. They were getting lots of foul calls when they would go to the basket too, and they really just put the pressure on the Sun, and they were just so consistent all night long. The Sun could just never really grasp back any ground, and the Lynx just pulled further and further away. Marina Mayberry, really tough night for her. Took her a long while to get going till the game was really starting to get out of hand, and the offense just looks stale at times. I think I watched AT and Dewana Bonner default a lot, passing away, and the ball would kind of end in Carrington's hands, and she would drive and try to make something happen, which started to work initially, but then misses are going to happen. Lynx are a great interior defense. But Brianna Jones, she popped off. She had 21 points tonight. Really impressed with her because she's been very quiet this playoffs and series, and she's a player that kind of just gets a lot of foul calls and struggles, and so she misses time because of that. And they need her to keep showing up in order to really be able to contend with the Lynx, because man, it was just such a tough night for them, and it really kind of shows the difference of the Lynx are just this like well-honed team under Cheryl Reeves that just knows how to find a weakness, attack it, and just be very consistent with their offense on both ends of the court. And the Sun really just have to kind of have a big offensive night. They need Marina Mayberry going to stay in these kind of games. Otherwise, it's just going to keep pulling away. So interested to see how this series goes. But right now, it looks like the Lynx have the formula. So the Sun are going to have to surprise us in the next game. Otherwise, I see this one going down 3-1. And of course, in Vegas, the Stars showed up. Unlike previous games where I've talked about players from the Aces blipping in and out, you know, sometimes Kelsey Plum or Chelsea Gray or Jackie Young have an off night and Asia's trying to pull together the pieces. Tonight, everyone was popping off. Jackie Young came out possessed. She led the team with 24 points, 4 assists. Kelsey Plum got hot late, put up 20 points herself. Chelsea Gray was dishing dimes nonstop, and Asia Wilson is just the MVP. She's her, and she came out battling with Stewie super early on. It was a very competitive first half. Even though the Aces were firing on all cylinders, the Liberty were only down by 3 points at half. But that third quarter was a backbreaker. It was just such a tough match for them. And I'm going to say this just very clearly. The Aces won this game. They 100% won this game. The Liberty lost this game. They had a lot of turnovers in the second half. It was like, I think it was like around 10 turnovers. A lot of it was travels and defense by the Aces or calls that were going not their way. And so when I say this, like, there were some rough calls mixed in with all that really just stifled any momentum or flow that the Liberty could have had in this game. And main ones to call out were there was one where Vandersloot was just holding the ball, and Kelsey Plum just cheekily does that push move that she does. She'll often try to get away with, and she got away with it on this one. And Sloot actually got a technical. She got a technical off of that. She turned around and be like, "What are you watching? Like, how did you not see that I'm getting pushed over?" And that's causing the travel. And even Stewie was showing a lot of frustration with the refs, just kind of looking around like, how are you not calling these things? And even though the Liberty tried to go at Alicia Clark tonight, and Alicia Clark she has the toughest job because every matchup she's going to have is going to be a mismatch. And so she's trying her best, but man, they really are just attacking her nonstop. But Sabrina, the biggest thing was the Aces, the Stars showed up, but also they they almost goose egged Sabrina. Sabrina's first points came on a technical foul after Tiffany Hayes scored a bucket off of a steal and was like popping off. I don't know if she said something to the ref. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she got teed up and Sabrina got that one basket, and she got some threes later in the game when the game was completely out of hand and they were like down by like 24 plus or whatever. And so really the Liberty can't have another game like that from Sabrina, and props to the Aces for figuring out something to get themselves motivated. Maybe it's partially probably home crowd, it's partially time to recover and think and plan and scheme, but definitely props to them for this game. Masterful game, the type of game they needed to get that confidence back in this series after going down 2-0. And I mean, it's undeniable. This series is up for grabs. I think that the Aces, if they can come out and show this similar level, I think at home they're super dangerous and they can definitely win if they can continue this formula. Liberty, on the other hand, they have all the tools to hang with them even when they're this good. And I think both sides are kind of having this moment where they're both like, we lost, but we know that we can hang with them even when they're playing at their best. And really in championship caliber games like this, you can't have an off quarter. And the fact is the Liberty had an off quarter. The Aces played a great game against them, and that's what decided it. So I'm excited to see how the Liberty adjust. They still have a lot of mismatches that they can abuse. It depends on if Stokes is out. That was a big advantage in this game that they really didn't get to capitalize fully on. Shout out to Gustafson for making an appearance and actually, putting in some quality minutes to try to fill some gaps. But we'll see how the series goes, because it very well could end at a game 5, which would be extremely exciting. And I mean, I can't wait to watch the next game. These teams both just fire on offense nonstop, and they're both just dueling. Everybody loves a shootout. So with that, that's going to wrap up tonight's game recaps for the semifinals, game 3. So let me know what you thought of the games. What was your standout moment? What do you think is the key for these teams to take the next game, either take the series or push it the distance? And remember, you're going to be amazing today because you are amazing. Catch you next episode.